Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the New Nassau Food Forest. My name is Ross, and it is time for August's Plant of the Month video. So what we have over here is a plant called Mansoa alliacea, or more commonly referred to as the garlic vine. I struggle with growing true garlic here because of just how wet and swampy it gets during certain parts of the year. I've tried it before and just didn't really have any luck with it. So I'm trying this. The garlic vine is a perennial vining plant, and its leaves serve as a substitute for true garlic. So it tastes like it. It's got a lot of the same oils and vitamins and beneficial uses that garlic does. And you only have to plant it once. It's supposed to be super easy to propagate via cuttings. And it gets these really awesome, beautiful pink flowers as well. So, perennial, garlic taste, and very attractive plant. So, because it's a vining plant, I'm going to find a couple spaces that have either an established tree or something for it to climb up. And I'll likely have to clear some growth out and things. So I have a couple tools here to do that. And let's get started. So this here is our first spot. We're going to plant it right up against this palm tree. There's a lot going on here. We've got a little bit of young pigeon pea here. We've got what I think is a prickly pear cactus. I planted that a while ago and didn't label it. And we've got amaranth. This has to be okra here, I assume. And then a pomegranate tree in the back and another pigeon pea. And then we've got this whole area of cranberry hibiscus. There's some elderberry tucked in there, some Okinawa spinach and all kinds of things. So this is one of our food forest to-be areas. But this nice tall pine tree will serve as a great trellis for this little garlic vine. This is a fairly easy spot. See if I can do this one-handed while I film for you guys. And I already buried a bunch of compost here because I planted that cucumber a long time ago and I thought it died. It did not like being there at all. And then I guess it had a rebirth of some kind and decided to give it a go. So there's our roots. Fell out nicely. And we'll go ahead and just prop that up there and then push all of that back in. Pat it down. I'm supposed to get a lot of rain here today, but we'll come back and water just around the roots. We won't water the leaves because it is very hot and bright already. But we'll make sure we soak that really well. And there we have it. There's our first garlic vine. Hopefully that'll grow up nice and tall. Add some pink to the landscape here. And let's go find a spot for the other ones. And here we go, garlic vine number 2 in the ground. Had to cut back some of the growth around there, and I threw in some compost and mulched over it because this is a slightly less prepared area. Bonus shot of Collie exploring the puddles. Some of the other stuff we have growing here. So this is what I'm going for. This is a different plant. This is called milkweed vine, and it is a host plant for the monarch butterfly. But you can see that that's planted right there at the base and how it just kind of crawls up the pine tree. This is the same effect that I'm hoping occurs with this stuff. So this one can have this pine tree and the milkweed vine can have that one. And we're just south of most of the garden here. So there we've got sweet potatoes, pumpkins, basil, the monstrous banana plant there, papayas growing. But this is where we are in the food forest. So hopefully this will grow up nice and tall up this pine tree and give us a nice show of pink flowers and some garlicky leaves. And this is where we will plant our last garlic vine. wanted to do a before shot because there's a lot of stuff here that I need to clear out. So I'm going to clear out some of that brush and it'll grow up this palm and give a nice western backdrop to this area of the garden. So I'm going to get to work and show you what happens afterwards. And there we have it. There's our last garlic vine. Cleared some space, mulched around it. Hopefully I won't lose it. Nearby we've got some turmeric and a eggplant. And that little guy right there is a soursop tree. And so part of me planting this here is I'm hoping this takes over and really spreads out over all of this growth here to create a western barrier, because the northwest actually, is where those cold fronts are going to come in the winter. And the garlic vine will survive it. The soursop might not. But if the garlic vine has this big break, if the garlic vine forms this big break, it might keep that soursop warm enough during my cold nights that that tree might actually survive to adulthood and one day bear fruit. So yeah, there we go. That's the third plant. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. This concludes the August Plant of the Month video, planting the garlic vine. This is a plant that I'm really excited about because I love the flavor of garlic, and I'm always a big fan of perennials that are easy to propagate through cuttings. This plant was a little tricky to find. I had to go on Etsy and buy from a private gardener instead of like ordering online through a nursery or something like that. So it wasn't that hard to find, but it's not as readily available as some of the other plants that I've been able to acquire since I started this whole project. So I'm really excited to have this plant for myself now and also be able to propagate and sell or provide this plant to others. As always, thank you so much to my Patreon subscribers, particularly Margie Korstan, Ryan Zimmerman, and Kat McAuliffe, who are the squirrel level patrons. And because of their contributions, I'm able to do this Plant of the Month video. So I'm extremely thankful for them. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And thank all of you for watching. If you would like to contribute, not just to the Plant of the Month, but in any way, head on over to patreon.com/New Nassau Food Forest and make whatever donation you feel comfortable with. There's newsletters and videos, and you get to contribute to all sorts of projects. Or you can just follow on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. My name's Ross, again, from the New Nassau Food Forest. Take care, and I'll see you next time.